Yo, yo, here.
Yo, what's up? Yeah.
All right, live. How's it going, man?
Nice. Just chilling. Being a crazy month without the floods, but we going. We're still tracking along.
Yeah, trucking along. Um, what are we trucking along? I saw Furiosa today. Talk about
Mm.
that. And
Was it good?
no, dude, I didn't like it. I don't.
Didn't like it.
I think I'm just getting old, man. I think I'm just getting old. I'll talk about
Oh,
Furiosa because I did not like it. Um, I thought it was dude. I thought it was boring. I thought it was so boring.
yeah,
I was dying in there, and I think I'm just getting old.
it
Um,
happens.
I went to the con. We had press pass to that Geekdom con, and that was good. We can talk about that a little bit. I talked to some guys from some different independent comics outfits. I talked to one of the guys from Comics Wellspring, which is a printer. They um they do like they have really affordable printing. I know a lot of people go through Comics Wellspring. It's like USA printer. Um, look this guy up. Shit, I don't know. I talked to one of these guys. I talked to Mark Bernal from Lesser Known Comics. It was a good con, man. I put out a little video on the External Gazers Twitter, just like a walk around because I got in early before like everyone was in there, so I walked around the whole con and just like filmed. Um, but the like everything, it was like a geekdom fandom con, you know. So it's one of those things where
Mm-hmm.
it's like not exactly anime, not exactly video games, not exactly comic books. So like if I could put into perspective who goes to these things, it's like a lot of cosplayers. The whole audience skews a little bit weirder. You know what I mean? We're talking about people who are like really into whatever they're into. Um, so the fighting game stuff was just like almost like just straight like a local. So I didn't even bother filming some of that. I just watched. Um, because I didn't even want to fuck with those guys. Those were clearly guys who like, you know, they were just playing for
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of glory. Um, DBZ Fighter was good. Strive was good. What was better was like when they had free video games set up in between tournaments. The selection was so good, man. There was so many good fighting games and single player games. There's a little bit of that in the video I put out, but it was just like crazy stuff from like anime fighting games that you like forgot existed. That they threw out there for like the hardcore weebs to play. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and they had like retro vet for all kinds of shit, pinball. They had a lot of like stuff off the floor. Like the vendor space was big, um, but the stuff off to the sides was really chill. And the little manga library was cool too. The AMV Showdown was in there. That was another thing where like I got in there and I was gonna film a lot of that, and then I was like, man, this is all for like the glory. I don't want to put anybody on the spot with this stuff, and I'll just sort of like verbally retell it. But I poked my head in there for the AMV Showdown. The AMVs have changed, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
They are not like when when we were young or whatever. They're very chaotic and like like the TikTok editing and the Vine editing is real. Um,
No more Lane goes to the gay bar anymore. That's for sure.
dude, but it was a good con for a 3 day con on like like Memorial Day weekend or whatever. It was a good con to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Um, the expo center it's in is good, so I'll head back to other cons at that expo center. I like that place. It's like in a nice spot. Um, but yeah, man, I got back from that. I so that was like our first attempt at doing press, and I was like, we'll test the waters and see. And then we'll be like doing some pop ups and vending at some of these things too. Um, but yeah, I got back and I, my kids and everybody there, they went go see grandparents. So I'm chilling by myself right now. I went to go see Furiosa, dude. So we we gotta talk about Furiosa. Before that, um, the one thing we have to talk about because I haven't put them on the blog. I gotta pull these up. Tomorrow is State of Play. Did I see that?
Yes,
See that?
correct.
So
Yeah,
tomorrow is State
14
of
new games. Yeah, apparently.
yeah. Let me pull this up on
If at least
X.
if at least five of them are not first party, it will be all for nothing to host a uh to host an event like that. So sick and tired of Sony just not announcing anything and being overly protective about shit they're doing. It's getting fucking tiring.
Yeah. So
I'm getting so tired of Sony.
this says yeah. Sony's doing some crazy shit. People are on edge with Sony. The censorship stuff is getting really broad. But it says State of Play returns with a 30-minute broadcast tomorrow at 3. Um, 14 PS5 and PSVR 2 titles. So you wanna watch that, right? I'll be around to watch that at 3 p.m.,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
11 p.m., whatever. But also is the Konami show, right? I
Yeah,
think.
they're presenting Silent Hill
So let me
2
pull
again.
that up too. So it's
And probably maybe a
great.
review on the maybe a Silent Hill review for the Silent Hill that the Higurashi when they cry altar is
Yeah,
directing.
can we gotta talk about that for a second because I'm a little lost. I know so they're remaking Silent Hill 2, correct?
Yes, correct.
And then
Hmm.
they just put out one that was like an hour, and then another one that was like episodic ended.
Yeah, that was probably made with AI that everybody
Okay.
hated,
Okay.
and then they put in the Silent Hill short message for free on PSN a while ago.
And both of these are tomorrow, and they're at well, they're one right after the other. So right after State of Play, it's like the
Hmm.
Konami thing is on. So there is
There's also the Marvelous event tomorrow.
okay. Let me look for that too. I actually like Marvelous. Do you know anything about what they have coming out?
No, I just saw that they have an event and I need to watch it because they're fucking crazy with their games. They don't give a shit.
We'll have
They
to
just publish
find.
whatever
I'll
they
have to
feel
dig
like
in more
doing
on
it.
that at some point. I like them because the reason I like them is they did the Harvest Moon games way back in the day. I was a big fan of those, like the N64 and PlayStation One. I think Marvelous did both of those, like Natsume and Marvelous. They do good stuff. I don't know if they were involved with Rune Factory, but yeah, they're like a nice little outfit.
Hmm.
So other than that, I think I haven't, obviously the news is happening every day. We don't exactly cover news, but I post what I like come across on the External Gazer blog. But have you got anything before before we start talking about Furiosa? Because I gotta take like
Yeah,
15 minutes for that.
I would like to talk about the jump scare that the trophy hunters had today and yesterday, I guess.
Oh yeah,
Is
so PS3 went the network went down and peer to peer went down.
yeah, so all peer-to-peer games were not working for like 2 days, kind of, and that affected like probably more than 5,000 trophies at this point. So it was just like, yeah, if Future Pure is down, then trophy hunting on the PS3 is probably dead. Even deader than it currently is because most of the games on the PS3 that had servers are already fucking gone. So, for example, I can never platinum Gran Turismo 5 because of the server shutdown. And I was like, okay, so now all the Street Fighter games are not available anymore because Street Fighter Third Strike already had its service shut down on the PS3. You can still play matches, but you cannot get the platinum anymore because you cannot like watch replays with your friends anymore. So that broke. So it was just like,
So PS3
yes,
stocks are way up.
uh, yeah. So so everybody was making a list of all the peer-to-peer PS3 games. So it was like a shit ton of games, man, that just went down. And then people are just like they're posting their Fs in the chat. People are like obviously upset because they had games still on progress. They were doing PS3 games. Me included, I'm still playing Brutal Legend, the Team Schafer game. And I didn't get the Audio Online achievement yet on that. So I was pretty upset. And
Damn. Brutal Legend is
Uh,
like the Tim Schafer game too, because it's like the one where everything turned. It was
yeah,
supposed to be like a huge thing, and it ended up being a little like less than that.
I'm still impressed by how does a game like Brutal Legend allow is even allowed to get made? You know, I
That's
know
dude,
there's a
that's like
lot.
when
I know
games were
there's a
games
lot.
still, man.
Yeah,
That's
but
a real
I know that
ambitious game.
I know Tim Schafer was describing that when he made this game, he didn't want it to be like a celebrity. But when he talked to Ozzy was just like, "Fuck yeah, let's do this game." And then Ozzy started talking to his friends about the fucking game, and then they started showing up. You know, they just started, no, put my fucking song into the game. I'm gonna talk
Oh
to my
man.
label. And then like
Yeah, Guitar
everybody
Hero
was
did a
like,
lot of favors of getting musicians to open up to video games, didn't it?
yeah, and it was so cool because everybody was there. Like Ozzy is a character. There's so many songs into this game that play into the multiplayer that I was honestly very surprised to see some of these songs play here because I think if I play one of these songs onto the stream goes down and I get sued of how many legendary songs there is into the shit because
Yeah.
it was genuinely like something that the metal community as artists wanted to put out as like something for the kids to learn about metal just as much as the original Guitar Hero was. But anyway, the servers went back today, like 5 hours ago. So everybody has filled out, and some people were posting on the thread saying that they learned their lesson and they're gonna stop playing PS5 games and go back to PS3 because of the
Yeah.
scare.
Yeah,
And
because they
and me
lost they
too.
may have lost their chance.
Yeah, I'm playing Tekken 6 as well recently. I'm going for the Platinum Tekken 6, and I'm getting so fucking annoyed with Azazel. Like the final boss of that game is it's a true arcade boss. I guess it's the best way to put it. That motherfucker just does something, and sometimes you just watch it happen. Like you just watch shit happen, and he takes like 50% out of your health bar, and you just look at it and say, I fucking hate this game. Like the scenario campaign on Tekken 6 is absolute dog shit. Like you lock on something, you kill it, and the game still locks on the dead target, man. And there's like a stage where it's like full of fucking demons, and you have to grind it out the gear to kill all the demons. And when you kill all the demons, then Devil Jin comes up and he says, "What's up, boy? You need to fight me." And then you need to knock him out of the platform. Man, Tekken 6 is like it's not a hard game to platinum, but this game really challenges your faith, I guess. If you really want that platinum. So yeah, that's it on the PS3 shenanigans for now. Yes.
Damn. Well, hopefully the scare gets some people to get some trophies. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Um,
Yeah.
but while I've got a chance, let me just throw a quick throw this out here. Um, our bud Backflip Simmons is working on the Metal Gear D model, like rebuild, like basically deconstructing from photographs how they did the D model and buying the kits and then rebuilding the model and then rewriting the instructions. Um, and they will be at MGS Con too. Uh, so if you followed that at all, or if you're just like, holy shit, somebody's building a Metal Gear model, I wanted to shine a light on him because he's working hard on that shit. I gotta get in touch with him too. Like as another side note, I've gotta like reach out to him and see what he needs for that. If he needs to get any like prints made or any of that shit for MGS Con. Um, yeah, I can't. Other than that, I can't think of anything else that I need to promo here. So all right, let's talk about Furiosa, man.
Mhm.
I uh, I fucking hated it. Now that I'm sitting here and I'm really thinking about it, I'm gonna paint you like a picture.
Mhm.
And then hopefully we'll have like a actual full episode here. I don't know how long we've been on, but this is like decent enough. This is exactly what I aim for. 15, 30, 45 minutes. So I basically have a day off that I haven't had like 3 years. Like I got two kids, so you gotta like, you gotta do a lot of shit. You don't get a lot of time to yourself. That's just like the breaks. Um, and I like woke up this morning. My kids went to their grandma's. for like the weekend or for the next couple days. And I'm like, oh man, what am I gonna do? And it's super hard to relax. Like it's super hard to relax and not think about like your family and your kids and is everything good. So I was like, I'll go to a movie, and I didn't even know what was playing anymore. Like I had no idea what was even in theaters. I was like, oh cool, Furiosa. Okay, like people are talking about that. Like I'll go see that. And a lot of people are like, this movie's really good, but then like it's not making a lot of money. I don't care about it not making a lot of money, but a shitload of people said that this movie was really good. Even like Hideo Kojima, I might have to pull up his tweet was like you know how the Kojima movie tweets work. I think we all know how they work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where like he will review a movie and then he'll be like, I watched it, and that's how you know it's bad. And then he'll see a movie and then he'll write like a whole paragraph about it, and people are like, oh, Kojima thought it was good. Right? Like it's a death sentence to your movie if Kojima's like, I watched,
I watched my
Garfield.
dummy web.
Yeah, and that's all he says. Like that's how you know he like feels like he doesn't have anything to say about it, so it can't be that good. But he like it's like witnessed Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. This movie, which easily surpasses Mad and even past Fury, is at its masterpiece. It's like this is not a masterpiece of like cinema in general, or it's not George Miller's best movie. And I'm not sitting here like even saying Fury Road is. I'm not even like one of those people who's like, oh, Fury Road is better. I just this movie was just like it just was like so neat. Like it's just long and had stretches where just like stuff is happening, but there's just no impact to it because it's kind of just like you know like what are even the stakes here? It's weird that I haven't seen anybody make this criticism of like this movie has no stakes because it's a prequel, and we know like I tweeted, I don't know if you saw it. I tweeted that the best part of Furiosa was the guy behind me being like, so that's how she lost her arm. Like, it made me almost like, I almost fucking lost it when that guy said that shit. Because I was like, that's like the whole movie. The whole movie is just like, all right, Furiosa's gonna go here. Now she's gonna go here, and this stuff is gonna happen. And now she's gonna do this thing, and this stuff happened. And I just like, I like I was saying, I think I'm old, man. Because I either did not get it, or you know, like I walked out at one point to take a piss because I was just like, fuck this. Like I don't give a shit what Immortan Joe is gonna say. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go to the urinal and hit my vape, and you know, like I really have never, um, I haven't been to the movies in like 3 years. So I did not expect that at all. I expected to at least be mildly entertained. I was fucking bored, and it's weird too because I wouldn't even say Furiosa is a bad movie. I would not say it's a good movie, but I would say it's not a bad movie. But I fucking hated it. Bored out of my mind. That's my review. Normally don't do that, but man, I paid. I'm trying to think. I paid like probably $14 with tax for the ticket, and then I bought myself like a drink, popcorn or whatever. Because I was like, I'm going to the fucking movies, man. Like my kids aren't here, my wife isn't here. I'm doing the whole thing here. And man, what a fucking waste.
Well,
I could have done like literally anything else that cost the same amount of money, and it would have been worth more. And it really sucks because I think before this I liked the world of Mad Max and I liked the Mad Max movies because I like the older Mad Max movies, and I've obviously everybody thought Fury Road was good. Have you seen Fury? You said you haven't seen any Mad Max movies at all, right? You just played the game.
no, I only played the PS4 game.
Okay, yo. So this is the thing, right? I don't know if you know this. Apparently, it was supposed to be like the way the Matrix was, where they did Fury Road, and then Furiosa, the movie I just saw, was gonna be like animated and told like like the way the Animatrix was, and then there was
Mhm.
gonna be the Mad Max video game, right? And they just
Mhm.
kind of they that's what it should have been, but they just fucked it all up and instead made it into a movie 10 years later. And like I don't know how much I've read that, and I don't know how much of that is true. I haven't looked into the source, but I'm just assuming it's true. If that's true, this shit should have been an anime, and it would have been way better. and it should have come out like 7 years ago. Because I know the game is good. I know Avalanche made it, right?
hmm
Yeah, I know.
Avalanche was pretty upset on Twitter this week about
Because
what's the
Kojima
name?
and George Miller just tag teaming them.
Yeah, George Miller was like, yeah, the last game wasn't that good, so I would want Kojima to make it, but I could never ask Kojima to make one. And then it was literally like a question of like 3 hours, and the entire Avalanche team was losing their shit on Twitter, saying like, "You fuckers put me against Kojima, gave me a shit budget, and y'all be talking mad shit behind my
Yeah,
back."
yeah,
And I
that's
and I
crazy.
and I gotta I gotta applaud them because
They're crazy for
Avalanche
that.
and Avalanche, like, literally, I gotta applaud Avalanche for that, because for a team to stick together on Twitter and just tell people to fuck off and be like, no, fuck you, all together, like all of them, like literally all the people I knew from my head in Avalanche, like by name, were like saying like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? And really, like the fucking Mad Max game is good. I would say it's better than Phantom Pain because it's a complete game, you know,
So
and it's not fucking flat like MGSV is. So, and I'm a
my
Kojima fanboy, man, but
my
really,
question to you is, what would you say the tone of the Mad Max game is?
I'd say it's
Like, do you
very
think
eerie, kind of. I
like
feel it's kind of eerie.
yeah, and do you think it's serious or do you think it's more kind of fantastic? Like, is it
I,
played to as kind of a like a fantasy, like a dream, like a nightmare more than it is like a reality, or is it played like reality?
I would say it's more of a fantasy because of the combat system in the game. Because the combat system on that game is a little bit of a toned down version from Batman. So you
This
can
was
like do free flow combos and shit, but it's a little bit more grounded.
this was my big issue with Furiosa in like the abstract is that like I I before this movie, I liked the world of Mad Max. I thought that it was like an interesting fantasy wasteland setting, and it felt very much like a fantasy. It felt like, oh, things would get bad, but they wouldn't get like this bad. And what's happened, like, what's weird about this is like if this really was supposed to be kind of a secondary background story that was doled out in comic books and animation and stuff, it would have been way better because this stuff is just dwells on too much shit that makes the world of Mad Max not really a fantasy, right? Like there's too much talking. There's too much talking. There's actually like way too much like I don't know. There was a point where I was watching this and I was just like this feels totally disconnected. Not like in terms of how it presents itself from the other Mad Max movies because you always feel like the other ones, no matter how real it is or how much of a realistic depiction of a wasteland and cars blowing up and all that stuff, it's still like a satire. It still is like supposed to be kind of fun in the sense that it's like grotesque and interesting to look at. Furiosa is like more just like needlessly uncomfortable. You know what I mean? It just as doesn't feel as fantastic, man. It's maybe too grounded, which is weird to say. Like it's just it doesn't feel right. Something feels so off about it, and I'm thinking that it's because it was originally conceived to be animated, you know? And there's like a something lost in the translation from animation to live action that I can't necessarily explain. But I will say, like, I'd have to watch this movie and then watch Fury Road and see if maybe that's like the move. Maybe the move is that if you make this one long ass movie, it's better. Because I could see that being a thing. Like, I'm willing to forgive everything that happened today. If it turns out that it's a better movie, the movie just has to be like 4 hours long or whatever. Because I would believe that. If somebody told me that, I would believe that.
hmm
We should watch. You've never seen the original Mad Max, right? We should get off of here and watch Mad Max.
Yeah,
Something
for
else.
sure.
We should watch Mad Max or we should watch a Chow Yun Fat movie, Hong Kong action.
Let's watch Mad Max. I feel like watching Mad Max.
Yeah, we can do the original one's fucking awesome because it's basically like a bunch of dudes in Australia nearly dying for shots, literally, like nearly getting themselves killed, and made with like no money at all. And Mel Gibson's in it, so like fucking crazy Mel. That's good, dude. We did, dude, 26 minutes. I will take it. Let me mute myself and I'll throw it out to the outro and we'll get the fuck out of here. Back in a sec.